4-1 would mean that Heta would have to win 5 of the remaining 6 legs, maximum 6 legs.
Yeah, he's just being solid, Tricol here. I don't think he was happy with the way that dart was gripped, you can see there, but he'll settle for that.
Yeah, a level turn off 220 is always a reasonable score, isn't it? Both players now on Shanghai on the 20s, but Tricol crucially has the first go at it. Treble, can't find it.
100.
This kind of shots that Heta's been threatening but not taking. This is a decisive moment coming up. There's a big turn here. It can either be 3-2 or 4-1, or potentially 3-2 or 4-1. Massive passage of play. Heta's forced it through. That's a great second dart, but it's all about this dart now. And he gets it. He's been threatening it, Damon Heta, to be fair, and that was composure. You'd have to say as comfortable as he's looked in the whole match now, Rod.
Most definitely, as underlined by that visit. And really, you'd expect him to go on with it from here and go on and win the match, having levelled at 3-all. And that's despite Tricol having the darts in the odd-numbered legs. You just feel everything points to Heta now. He's the better of the two players. He's on top in the match. He's playing better than Tricol at this moment in time.
And he's looking at a third consecutive leg here. Heta was 3-1 down.
100.
The 120, probably the game changer at the minute. Well, that's a game changer, a decisive moment in the match at the minute in leg 5. 20 for the bullseye for the 4-3 lead. No, opted not. I'm not against this shot. Obviously, the execution of where the dart's gone.
31.
Yeah. There's always talk about this, isn't there? And people talk about it being mind games. It's just mathematics. He's not saying he thinks Tricol can't possibly take this out. He's just saying it's mathematically improbable.
Yeah, it's a calculated gamble, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's worth it at times.
Double top. Lovely. Step in the right direction as he looks to claw his way up the rankings. And we're not all that far away, are we, from the world match play?
No,
it's not that far over the horizon in July in Blackpool, is it? When the seedings for that, the top 16, you'd already alluded to it.
Yeah, certainly not, and it's something that will occupy the players' minds. For Damon Heta, he's going to be in the match play. He wants to be seeded. For the players who are chasing that, either a debut or being back there, or a return like Steve Beaton put himself in there, players get kind of obsessed now with the world match play. Hang around. Oh, what a way to get back on track that would have been for Tricol.
And what a way this would be to finish. Literally. Oh yes, Damon. Magical stuff from Damon Heta to finish off with a big fish outshot and run right at the back end of that match. He was 2-0 down early, the Australian, and then finished with the flamboyant big fish 170 to get home 6-3 in the end. Very impressive, Damon Heta.
Van Tripe knows he's got the advantage. He won the ball as well. Doesn't need a break. Ryan will have to find one. It hasn't got the feeling of that sort of game where Van Tripe's just going to run away with it, or everyone's going to hold throw to the deciding leg.
108.
It's all a bit scrappy. That's more like it. Meikle finds a max.
60.
Puts him in front, and comprehensively so in leg 6. Oh, well, suddenly Ryan Meikle has found it, whatever it is, but he's found it, hasn't he? With a couple of maxes and
104.
Every chance of wrapping this one up in, what, 11 darts?
Yeah, and he hasn't really had a drama-free leg, has he? Meikle, and he almost had the drama. That was on the treble 17. Really good leg. 11 darter, best leg of the match, Ryan Meikle. And try to avoid the drama of the last leg decider. Well, Meikle, credit to him. Chased and chased throughout. And they've livened up at the back end of the leg here when you kind of think the pressure's ramped up. But they've responded. The business end of the match where you can't really afford many mistakes. Well, Meikle can't. And he's had an 11 dart leg, and he could be teeing up a potential 10. He hasn't done.
But 11 would be very good at this stage of a match. So, can Ryan Meikle level it up here and now? Just in the 14, tops needed. Double 10 needed. He's been a bit in and out on this, but he's in it this time.
And not enough. 6 for 116 for the place in round 2 against Damon Heta for Danny.
He's going to need all 6 of them. Well, he's going to need 2 turns to the board in any regard. And he's rather limped to the line here, Van Tripe.
For Ryan, yeah, if he can get another one, well, even a 19 self-board, it's even that.
80.
That's costly dart and could be relevant. Van Tripe to finish the job.
36.
And how costly. Meikle could be looking at treble for double here, but he may start on treble 19. Tops for the real steal. This would hurt Danny Van Tripe. And a match dart has come and gone. And Van Tripe will return.
Well,
deep breaths from Danny.
He's limped to the line. Can he fall over it? Well, can he? He can. He sort of almost tripped himself up, but in the end he staggered and stumbled over the line. Yeah, but he's really in a battle here with the Irishman John O'Shea, 2 apiece.
Yeah, John O'Shea's been good here. 2 legs and 16 darts, and
78.
Had Callum Ritz not pinned that double 1 in the 3rd leg, O'Shea was waiting to pounce. So he's making
100.
his move here, O'Shea, as well.
He's a chance here, isn't he? In this leg. 5th leg of the match.
Yeah, he's got to find a treble. You don't want to be leaving 136. Not that he's not capable of getting it, but off a 196. Oh, well.
Probably doesn't want to leave 156 either, Mark, to be fair.
40.
No, he doesn't. I mean, he can laugh about it, but it would be a kind of a frustrated laugh. Yeah, a little shake of the head there.
Well, what can you do? I mean, you just got to take it, don't you? These things happen.
Yeah, that wasn't kind of down to his poor technique.
Callum Ritz there, the second dart was in the treble 18. It was partially obscured.
A bit of a head check there from Ritz, and if something bothered him there, but
93.
finds a last-ditch treble. But O'Shea, how damaging will that 3 be?
$42.
Right, 74 to go in front for a 5th time. Double 5.
64.
Well, unconvincing, I think you could euphemistically describe that as.
O'Shea should be sitting pretty, but he's going to get a dart. Double 10 for the break, and that is our first break. And he's hung around, he's been patient, and we thought he'd blown the chance with some loose darts in the couple of previous 2 visits, and you can see the reaction from Ritz.
And who will have the last laugh in this match?
96.
Just about advantage Ritz this visit.
59.
Yeah, not enough. Doesn't even leave a finish, so Ritz can tee up here. If he can take it out, ideal. There's no need to overcommit to tops here. He doesn't. Double 16.
Game shot.
Brilliant finish from Callum Ritz. He's had a 1-2-2 in a match, but a 1-3-1. 8 holes to throw. We could end with 3 consecutive breaks. We've had 2. How's your setup play, John? Realistically, good last dart. So realistically, you're probably thinking he needs a treble. He gets it, and he's going to get a go here.
125.
And it probably needs to go. Drama in the last leg again here in Barnsley.
And he's left himself a poke at the bullseye for the match. Well, this has been a top quality last leg, and no mistake about that. Could have been a 12 darter from O'Shea. Ritz for 13 darter and the match. Double 18. Oh my goodness me.
Oh, and you can see the frustration. He's blown his chance, Callum Ritz.
Well, he can still have some hope. He's put his darts on the table. He's conceded defeat in his own mind. But he might need to pick him up again here.
Can't watch, can he, Rod? Oh, what a disaster from John O'Shea. He's scored 20 now. He's not even going to get one dart a double. And Ritz can't believe it. Look, pick your darts up, Callan. You're going to get another go.
21.
Well, he'd mentally given up, hadn't he, and conceded. He thought it was all over in his own head. Now, where his head's at now is anybody's guess.
Where's John's head at? Not even getting one dart at a double off a 25 combination. Ritz focus for the place in round 2, and he gets there in the end. Survived a little scare. John O'Shea laughing. He'll be frustrated. Did have one match dart at the ball.
Massive, yeah, absolutely.
96.
But here now in the 5th leg of the match, Mike De Decker resuming control.
41.
Yeah, real control as well. You'd be thinking, you'll go there, yeah, 11, 19, whatever you want. Yeah.
99.
Settle for that. Sensible play from De Decker. And he's done well after the 3rd leg when Usher broke his throw quite convincingly, really. But now, to move back in front. Good finishing from De Decker.
Nothing lasts forever. Can De Decker have the perfect game in terms of double hitting here against Graham Usher? He's 2 doubles away from doing so.
For De Decker, it's just about finishing the job and trousering that £750. It's a big first round incentive, isn't it? For one win 60 on the Pro Tour. And a crack at Callum Ritz for the winner. Can De Decker find a treble? He can't.
60.
Yeah, and raised eyebrows. Usher hit this double with his last leg. Hits it again to level us up at 4 apiece. And he hasn't managed to find a treble in this deciding leg. There's the first one for De Decker. Can he follow?
Can he follow? Well, he can follow, and he can follow and follow, because the 180 well now gives him control, but it's still pretty much knife-edge stuff in this final leg. Last leg decided, but De Decker now, courtesy of 5 consecutive treble 20s,
138,
has really got a vice-like grip on proceedings.
No big trebles in the first 6 darts for De Decker, then 5 in the next 6, and this to end the thriller. 16 maybe tops for a place in the 2nd round.
48.
So Usher with an outside chance, 147.
Well, Mike De Decker hit his first 4 darts at a double in this match. He's been a bit ropey since then, but he hits that double 10, and that really is all that matters, because Mike De Decker in the end gets home in a last leg shootout against Graham Usher. He wins by 6 legs to 5.
Poor visit from Vitra, that. It's letting Vandenberg back into the leg. Vandenberg, Lechton's come down the board. He'll try and find, yeah, there, he's got one, so he should. I was going to say he should leave a finish if he just stays 19 segment. He's left it pretty healthy.
Well, it wasn't a good night in the Premier League for Vandenberg on Thursday in Liverpool, where he lost in the quarter-final game, the first game of the night, for him to Michael Smith. He's just outside the playoff places in the Premier League. And here's a chance at the bullseye! Well, that was epic.
Josh Rock on the charge. He's into round 3.
Is this another maximum you bet it is? And those 3 were very closely grouped together. Great grouping, great scoring from Vandenberg.
77.
6 maximums. And a 1-3-2 finish from Dimitri Vandenberg as well.
108.
Wow. Now then.
And those 2 180s have come at the beginning of a leg. Dimitri
96.
Vandenberg for the perfect leg.
Can he? Agony.
58.
And the next match on this stream, Jose de Souza and Steve Lennon.
100.
And This game may not take long, even if it goes all the way. It's being played at a frantic pace. It's being played at a massive standard as well. Vandenberg, 16 for ball. He's already hit the ball at the end of a 1-3-2 combination. Is he going to get it at the end of an 83? He is. This is some display from Dimitri Vandenberg. His average still around the mid-90 mark. Just creeping
94.
up above 97. Vandenberg has come down.
95.
Vinstra was looking a beaten man. He was shaking his head. You think you're a beaten man when your opponent's on match starts and you're 5-1 down. So turnaround this could be.
60.
Well, it seemed odds on a 6-1 tonking at one point. Well, it was odds on a 6-1 tonking.
Double 12 for a 1-4-1.
Hey.
Clinical from Vinstra. Now then, what has Vandenberg got here? He'll stay down. He goes back up now. He needs that treble. Can't get it.
Yay.
Vinstra has got 6 darts from here, minimum.
Well, at the start of the 7th leg, it was any price you like, Richard Veenstra. He's now favourite.
104.
Absolutely astonishing. He's now favourite. And he's quite a strong favourite in point of fact, because after 9 darts, he's left 85. And Vandenberg is a mile back, but he can do something about it. And he is doing something about it.
136.
Vandenberg mismatched darts to win 6-1. And when he missed them, he probably expected he'd get plenty more. He may not. This is... Unmatched darts have come and gone for Veenstra.
Well, what a match this is. Incredible. Vandenberg, more match darts. Should be at least 1 here. He'll get 2 at double 16. And he holds on to win somehow. He should have won. He could have won 6-1. He then quite possibly could and should have lost 6-5. He hasn't. He's won 6-5. Dimitri Vandenberg wins an absolute belter in Barnsley. Richard Veenstra is distraught, and well, he might be.
That was the strongest part of Jose's game. Speaking of scoring big, look at Lennon here, unlucky.
140. $134.
Decent switch though from Jose.
$128.
Well, it was, but via the treble, he avoided leaving 165 with the single, didn't he?
Yeah.
So
in the end, it was a gamble, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But that's the way he plays. We've just talked about it, haven't we? It was he just plays aggressive and just backs himself. I thought Lennon may have just stayed. He just won the leg on double 7 as well. And I think if you're going to get 1 dart at a double,
102.
does it really matter which one it is?
double 8 is the one that matters here.
Game shot.
Jose de Souza leads Steve Lennon by 2 legs to 1.
Well, either way, his little battle with double 16 is over.
134.
He found, well, it's not over. He just found an alternative double to go to. But I think for Lennon, as he finds in a max, he's got to think to himself, it's kind of his performance has caused this result, not the outstanding display of the Souza. And that sometimes gives you encouragement, being able to chase an opponent down. Well,
180.
that sort of slams the encouragement shut. There was a timing of a 185 in total in the match. A real battle going ahead, by the way. I mentioned this man earlier, Jeffrey de Swan, playing so much better. He's 4 apiece with Johnny Clayton.
Tops. Jose
42.
Just dragged it down. It would have been a 5-2 lead had he hit it. Lennon wants, well, at least 4 19s.
That's not in.
58.
De Souza for, well, knee really neat and tidy leg. You feel this, a visit within 5 legs on his throw. He feels going to get him home and hosed here. Danny Van Tripe, 6'5" over Meikle. Callum Ritz, 6'5" over John O'Shea.
140.
Mike De Decker, 6'5" over Graham Usher. Dimitri Vandenberg, incredibly, 6'5" over Richard Veenstra. That's who waits the winner. But it looks like
58.
the trend is going to stop here. Thankfully, De Souza finds a 20.
140.
And what a setup. And unless Lennon can take the 167, the Souza should be heading to the third round.
91.
He should indeed. Tops it is,
Shot
and it's all over as Jose de Souza wins with something to spare. Multiple quarter-final appearances at the World Championship too, Mark, as well, showing his pedigree. And one of these days you feel he could make a breakthrough to reach maybe the final at Alexandra Palace. It would come as no surprise, would it?
But he's got some work to do to keep his hopes alive here. I mentioned the winner would face Jose de Souza or Dimitri Vandenberg. Jose de Souza 4-1 up in that match. Hang on, 1-2-1 here for Ross Smith.
93.
Great effort, but unless the biggest shot of the lot goes here for Humphreys, Ross will return. He's going to
140.
So back to double 14 for Ross Smith to extend his lead further to a 3-leg advantage. Double 7.
Awkward. Yeah.
14.
No player likes double 7. And the way Ross's first dart kicked up, there didn't seem a lot to look at. Humphreys, though, has been missing. And he's missing again here, edging closer, and he's missed more chances. And the body language. And this was a massive trait of Humphreys' game in the early days. And it's not as frequent now, but it does creep in. His body language can give a lot away.
Game shot.
And Ross Smith punishes Humphreys yet again. 4-1 for Ross. All is not lost.
Of course it's not. I mean,
and especially
any one of these players is capable of
94.
running 3, 4, 5 legs straight, aren't they?
Yeah, these players can hit real purple patches. Humphreys has proved it time and time again. Well, that's why he's seeded 1. The consistency's there. His #1 seed is based on the rolling
60.
one-year table on the Pro Tour and the Euro Tour. That's why he comes in seeded 1. The consistency's generally there. This to start the comeback, and that's more like it from Luke Humphreys. Turn plus finish, 4-2, holder throw. Yeah, and the average is in favour of Luke Humphreys, being the better player. There we are, about just over 6 points.
59.
Won't be happy with that, busy. He's thinking minimum turn. He's the way he's been playing this all the last couple of legs, he's expecting just to lay up a double there. Bullseye for the 1-2-3. Well, he started the match with a ball. It was an improvised ball, really, because he had to go there after the dart bounced out. And gets to split 25 to stop the rot here, Ross Smith.
So, to regain the lead. Double 8 and 2 darts at it. Oh, yes.
Game shot.
Well, kudos there to Ross Smith.
Well, Ross Smith in the opening leg had a...
He did.
But he just got on with it, didn't he? There was no sort of stepping back or head shaking. He just converted the 15 for the ball on the 65. Humphreys edges back in front. We've had stacks of last leg deciders. Only 2 matches on the stream haven't gone to a last leg decider. That was Jose de Souza defeating Steve Lennon, and our first match of the day when Damon Heta beat Tricol.
63.
So this now is for the match for Ross Smith. It would be a 12-dart leg. Oh, that's the wrong side of the wire. Takes him out of range.
He needs to set this up, because 78 is awkward, Rod, isn't it? It's
well, it's likely it's going to be 1 dart to double. It could be 2, but likely 1, I would say. It will be 2. And only 1 left now at double 6. Oh, and Luke Humphreys just wired it on the outside, and the head went down because he knows he's now just 2 darts away from defeat.
Yeah, Ross Smith has battled in this match at same route, but more clinical from Ross Smith, and he weathered a bit of a storm there. Luke Humphreys, who rallied back from 4-1 to level up at 4 apiece, but Ross Smith had the answers. He's into the last 16 as a seeded player. Just what number seed?
81.
Yeah, Anderson is currently around about £7,000 off the match play spots. But if he win the whole event today, he'd jump into them spots, but there's still plenty of darts to be played.
105.
This one, weight goes on for an opening leg here. Can Dirk pile on the misery? For 4-0. And it is 4-0, and it's just not happening for Geoffrey Deswan. Dirk, after starting that leg with a maximum, will feel fairly comfortable, even more so now.
$140.
A big scoring heavy hitter like Vandenberg knows in this situation in a match he will get multiple darts in legs quite frequently due to his heavy scoring, and he won't have to convert at a very high rate to win from here. Now 46 and now 32, and that's better from Dirk Vandenberg. It's very good, in fact. It's 11 dart leg. Well, Vandenberg has not been brilliant on double by any manner of means, 5 out of 20, but he's 55. Been good enough. And the 5 maximums and the 4-ton 40s have bought him enough tries at double. As does Van now puts a maximum in. I think he's 3rd.
He's hanging on in there, Geoffrey Deswan.
140.
But the way he's been finishing, you're not sitting here expecting this to be hit, but gets a dart ball.
58.
But this is for the match for Dirk Vandenberg.
Missed a couple of bullseyes, does one in the match. And now, what's his choice? Double 16 for Dirk for the match. And it is a comprehensive victory over his Dutch compatriot. Geoffrey Desvan just missed too many darts at double. In an epic encounter, he won 16-13, coming from way behind in the quarterfinals, and we saw the Welshman get his revenge in the World Championship as he coasted to a 4-0 set success over the great Dutchman.
29.
Price with a big advantage in this opening leg. Now, world number 4, the former world number 1. And very much one of the elite players
70
on Planet Darts now. And I think many observers would say that the big 3 at this moment in time as Price pins the double top to take the first leg.
$84. $58.
For much of this match, Price has been at his bustling best here.
140. $99. $78.
Well, you'd expect Gerwyn Price here, single 19 double top, to mop up more often than not.
Game shot.
And that's 4-1. And so 2 darts away, Gerwyn Price from the most comprehensive of victories over the doyen of Dutch darts, Raymond van Barneveld. This is for a 6-1 success. And there it is. And Gerwyn Price wins without breaking sweat. Barney, none of the races. And the Iceman wins easily. 6 legs to 1.
180.
And it was darts like that that got him his debut at the World Match Play last year, and he was pretty competitive on that debut. Lost out to Gerwyn Price in the opening round. Did make a Pro Tour final as well last year, Martin Schindler. It was kind of a breakthrough year for him as well. We mentioned about Ross Smith. Obviously, he won the European Championship finals, but it was a really steady progress for Schindler last year.
43.
Yeah, you kind of, I think last year around about 36,000 got in the match, but Schindler's already on, call it 39,000. So he'll be returning to the Winter Gardens in Blackpool, but maybe find himself 2-0 down in his semi-final pretty soon. Way back here, yet to get going. He's not really played his best today. It's just one of them runs where he maybe just done enough in every game he's played to find himself at this semi-final stage.
Game
But he's 2-0 down now. 13 data to consolidate the break. Well, to be fair, Gary Anderson's been threatening in this performance.
180.
Ross Smith is threatening a 9-dart leg here. 2 180s at the beginning of the leg. Back comes Schindler.
180.
Incredible stuff from Martin Schindler. But Ross Smith for the 9-dart leg. Just a little bit of a regrip. Can't get the treble.
60.
Only 60. These two have really upped it, particularly Martin Schindler over the last leg and a half or so. Double 5 for back-to-back legs. Clinical from Martin Schindler. But he's got time. He's taking complete control now, you feel, of this semi-final. But he's got to hammer home the advantage. If he doesn't make it 5-3 from here after having 6 darts at 165, he'd be disappointed. And Smith
140.
needed that visit. Poor setup from Schindler, really, but gets a crack at the 107. 50 left, 18 for double, 16 for 5 consecutive legs. Ross Smith waiting in the background, but is not going to get a go. And this is really clinical from Martin Schindler. What's his setup? Good recovery. I was going to say, you'd have to think about this if you didn't find a trip. Brilliant recovery from Schindler. And that drift into the treble 5 never affected his concentration. He stayed focused on the treble 20 bed. And is edging closer to yet another final. Martin Schindler yet to win a ranking title. But he could put himself in a position to do it here. 18 segment will give him a shot for the match. And it's the bull for a place in the final. And he's missed just outside. It's a great effort, but there's still work for Ross Smith to do here. Raced into a 3-leg lead. But he's going to get a dart at tops. And Smith can't
94.
prolong this semi-final. He's relying on errors from Martin Schindler. Otherwise, Ross Smith's race is run at the semi-final stage. 9 for double 8, the likely route. There's the 9. Oh, that is a shocker for Martin Schindler. Wow, yeah, it is the expression. He's flown into the 11.
No score.
Ross Smith, big let-off. And we do go all the way. It's a big ask for Schindler to take out the 148. No treble, 60. It's getting edgy. Can Schindler finish in style? That made it 90. Smith, treble, single to double on the 20 segment for a place in the final. Match start incoming for Ross Smith. And he pulls it low. Schindler's had 2 already. He may only, one of them was at the bull. He may only get 1 at the bull here. Surely the 20 routes. Is it double 5? It's the bullseye for a place in the final. Schindler, a 3rd match dart. And it's a 3rd match dart that's come and gone. Ross Smith. And it's Ross Smith who books his place in the final. That will hurt Martin Schindler.
And the aim, as we've said earlier on in the day, is for Gary Anderson to make the match play, because he won't want to miss that again, for sure.
Well, no, he hasn't missed it since he came across. He's made it all the time. He qualified as a an unseeded player
60.
in his debut year in 2009. We lost out to beat Andy Hamilton. Eventually lost out to Wade, but he's always been there, and he's been a champion there.
Indeed.
So he certainly won't want to be missing the event full stop. And he's going the right way about getting himself there.
Yeah, he won that final in 2018, which almost threatened to go into 2019. It was so long as he nails tops here.
Still, Smith, slight advantage. He may go for ball here. 25 on a ball will leave a finish.
99. $96.
So treble 24, the ball. Anderson on 170, it's a big ask.
63.
It's going to spark Anderson into action this final. It may do. Another one of them. Bullseye for 3-2. Pulls it low. And, disappointed with that effort at the bullseye, Gary. You could hear his response to it.
And Smith then will get a dart. Oh, he almost busted that. That was close to winning the treble. Double 16 is the target which he hits, but I tell you what.
Anderson, he's got to be careful here. He's down the 20s.
81.
He forces one through. But Smith setup play. If he can tee this 197 up, he could give himself a big chance. He missed a trick, if you feel a little bit here, Ross.
65.
Yeah. Anderson to close the gap. And double 11 on the 1-2-4. Beautiful combination finish from the Flying Scotsman.
A win would take him into those spots, but even a runners-up spot, he's knocking on the door, isn't he?
Well, I think,
77.
as we mentioned at the start, most people at the World Championship were sceptical that Anderson could win again. But I'm watching this thinking now, and if he won a TV tournament, I wouldn't sort of start thinking that's the biggest shock I've ever seen in professional darts. I think this bloke is still a contender.
Yeah, he's certainly not done, isn't he?
Doesn't look done to me, Mark.
No, sometimes his reactions, I'm okay, I'm not bothered, but he actually said it hurt when he missed the Grand Slam. It was the first time he'd ever missed it, then an early exit at the Worlds. Could be 6-4 down here. Ross Smith missed it down the ball, but it was the reaction. If you were a Gary Anderson fan, you kind of wanted, didn't you? You want him to a bit of determination.
Could have been 6-4 down, Mark. Could be 5-all. Is 5-all.
81.
So Smith, 6 darts for 1-2-1. Stay up, surely. There's an argument for 25 here. I like the 25 with the last dart because you're leaving yourself a single to double combination if you hit the 25 or a bull. Got a bit of work to do, Ross Smith. I suppose 60. If he hits the treble 15, it's the right shot.
Yeah. He's hit the treble 10, all right, to leave double 18. Now this
48.
is a very big visit, I think, in this final, because if Anderson can put this away, he'll be in front with a break. He wants tops. Oh, that's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful from Gary Anderson. The way Anderson's been playing, he cannot be dismissed.
180.
And that could be a crucial maximum.
Max count level. Pretty much level in the scoreline, in the leg and in leg play, but Ross Smith takes himself down. He's edging closer. Anderson needs to respond again. And he can't.
45.
Does leave a finish, but it's a big ask. Smith to go one away.
20. Double 16 left for Ross Smith. Lovely combination finish and puts him to the brink of victory. Now, this is a chance for Ross Smith, you'd have to say. Another maxi would leave double 12.
140.
And the likelihood is, unless Gary Anderson get rid of his 157, Ross Smith is going to get opportunities to win the title here.
41.
Treble 16, treble 8, either would do. Another 16, or 8 will do for tops. Well, I'm not sure that was a deliberate 8. I don't know. He might have just thrown it in the wire in between the two. I'm not sure, but it didn't look like a really deliberate 8, did it? Anyway, he's still coming back for tops unless Anderson's got another 3-figure outshot.
Well, that puts paid to Gary Anderson's chance in this leg. He's not done yet, but he's going to need some errors from Ross Smith. He's just got to tee this up. But Smith, who's had one at tops already, is going to get 3 more. This to complete victory here in Barnsley in Players' Championship 5. And Ross Smith completes the job, and Gary Anderson's run to the final ended at the hands of the European champion. Great performance from Gary Anderson, but Ross Smith, his second Players' Championship win.